introduction, our theme for tonight is loving yourself through transition. And I'll let you all know, I actually had like some slides prepared for you all. So I'm reading like kind of from the slides, but I have a very good QR code for you. So I have like basically the notes of everything I'm about to say. Okay? All right. I got you. Okay. So I'm happy we're here. And we are, talking about transition. One thing I've learned about transition recently that I don't like is that transition is not optional. I wanted it to be. I didn't want to go through the transitions, right? But it happens whether you want it to happen or not. And transition is constant, whether it's like relationships or shifting friendships, evolving careers, money moves, move across the country to Seattle, things like that. Or just identity growth. We're always just becoming something more. And then we do other things in life, like we might get married or we might have kids, and that can bring its own set of transitions. And we're dealing with other humans with their transitions, right? And so it all comes back on us. Especially as women, it can really feel like that sometimes. So this conversation is for all of us, okay? I welcome, clock it, okay? I welcome feedback, I want you to hear y'all. Back me up, okay? So, let's see. I'm gonna give us 10 ways to love ourselves through transition. So, number 1 is to love yourself in the change, not shaming ourselves into change. Loving ourselves into change, not shaming ourselves into change. So growth responds to compassion, not criticism. So how many of us have been like, we talk really bad to ourselves, right? We say things like, you should have just already done that. You should have had that, right? You're not the person that you thought that you would become. So one thing I want you to ask yourself is, what tone have I been using with myself lately? Would I speak to a friend like that? That part. I really was saying some things this morning, y'all. I would not say that to anybody. Okay? Okay. So growth responds to compassion. Number 2, we want to avoid all or nothing thinking. So transition triggers extremes. If you're going through any transition, it'll kind of just put you into survival mode. You're trying to get from A to B, right? And if it's not perfect, we're looking at it as a failure. How many people were trying to go through a transition and they thought they would go through it a certain way and it didn't work out that way? Okay. I thought I was going to get through, Marshalls this morning in 15 minutes. Didn't work for me. So one thing that we want to look at is, if I can't do all of it, I won't do any of it. We want to reject that mentality. Okay, we want to kick that out of here. And we want to say that growth happens in increments. So you don't need the whole staircase, you just need to take one step. I recently had a client, she was moving like somewhere brand new, and she's like, when I get there, I'll figure it all out, and I'll find daycare for my kids, and I'll find a new job, and I'll just do all the things. And then if it doesn't work out, like, oh my goodness. And I was like, well, why don't you just try visiting that place with your kids for a weekend before you make that full move? Why don't you see how you like it? Find your favorite restaurants before you put that all on yourself. And she was like, man, I was just thinking about the move. I wasn't thinking about just getting used to it or exposing myself to it, like step by step. And so one thing we can always do is just break it down into smaller steps. Number 3 is to put your body first. When we're in transition, we live in our heads. We brought up overthinking earlier. And so the more we overthink, the more our body needs quiet. The more our body needs rest, water, movement, and nourishment. So if your mind is racing, I promise you, your feet need to be racing too. And what do I mean by that? Like, if your mind is racing, if anybody's like me, who does pacing when their mind is racing? Was that y'all last night at 11 p.m.? With me? Okay. My grandmother used to say, you're gonna like run a hole in my floor. And I would. So if your feet start moving like that, one thing you can do is just channel that into walking. Walk outside, walk on a treadmill, move those feet, and it will move your mind and it'll move things around for you. So the next one is build a supportive team. I had a meme on my slide that was like, don't listen to her. Okay. So build a supportive team. So when you're going through transition and you're telling somebody about a new idea that you have, something that you want to do next in your life, the next move that you're making, what's some things that you hear back? Opinions. Okay. What comes out of those opinions?
Questioning.
Doubt. Right? Can you really do that? Right? Projection. People measuring their fear or their experiences to yours, right? And saying what you can do. So we don't want to listen to them. Okay? We don't. When you're going through a transition, you really need people around who understand that transition, understand what that's going to do for you, and kind of want to cheer you along with that. So sometimes we're trying to make a move and we don't get to do it because we're really just listening to the wrong people and telling the wrong people about our new idea. Can I get an amen? Amen. All right. All right. So we need people who affirm our direction, not question your becoming. Okay. We need people who affirm your direction, not question your becoming. How many people have tried to change and somebody wants to tell you what you used to do? Okay? All right. I just, tell me something. What did you try to change and somebody said, you used to do? Give me something. Anybody? The last one for me, the most recent one, you used to go to McDonald's. I did. And then I turned 37 and McDonald's don't like me no more.
Respond first with my emotions.
Okay.
So I respond big versus actually just hearing them. And so that is what they always now expect of me, to respond big. But I'm not that person anymore.
It's surprising when you're not responding like that for them, right? They're like, wait, what happened?
Right.
Yeah.
They're waiting for it.
Yeah. Or people like to talk about our old stuff. Like, oh, I know what you're about to do. Because you used to do all of these things. And so they might not see the changes that we're making, and we want to make sure that we're surrounding ourselves with people who love that newer version of us and really appreciate that.
That's good.
So if your environment doesn't reflect your growth, sometimes you have to build a new one. It's not easy, okay? Next one is think of yourself as a flower. So when you're going through transition, you are the perfect flower. What do flowers need?
Water, sun.
Okay, exactly. So we need all of those things for a flower. Okay, who's giving themselves enough sunlight? Okay. I just told somebody the other day, this isn't my real color. Like, this isn't my real brown. Like, I'm like 2 shades lighter. So there are seasons of planting, growing, resting, and blooming. Who's planted a seed before, a real seed in the ground? Okay, when you start with that seed, does it look anything like what it's gonna become? No. Okay, if you just saw it midway, remember when we were in like elementary school and they make you put like a seed in the bag and then you see like the little sprout. Did it look like that on the first day? No. Do you think that the sprout is even gonna live? And it keeps going. So if you're not blooming right now, you may be rooting. Rooting, that's a seed. Okay, seeds need to build roots before they sprout up through the ground. And roots do matter. So a lot of times we're just trying to be a flower with no roots. It happens. So we want to just respect every stage of our growth, step by step. You might not be who you want to be yet, but you aren't who you were yesterday.
Come on.
So the next one is label this phase. What is this phase for you? I usually like to use metaphors like hills or waves or roller coasters, depending on what kind of transition we're going through. But one thing that we know about hills or about waves or about roller coasters is that they always go up, and then what happens? they always come down. Okay, so personally, I don't like roller coasters, but I have a child, so he forces me to get one of them. And the only thing I always know is that, hey, it'll be over eventually, right? And it's a good metaphor that no matter what transition you're going through, it'll be over eventually. And it will go up and it will come down. And sometimes we just think we're only gonna be up with it, you know, or just kind of drowned by it. And it won't stay that way. So naming your season reduces overwhelm and it increases clarity. I'm just in my in-between season right now. Some people like to call it the middle. I'm just in the middle right now, not here or there. I know a few years ago, my dad passed away, and I went through like really deep grief. That's probably like the worst grief so far in my life. And I mean, I just was not myself. I was going to work. I was showing up for clients. I was showing up for my son. I was showing up for the world. But inside, it was not okay. And you better not say nothing to me either. You better not say nothing about my father. Okay. Because it just wasn't okay.
Yeah.
And during that time, I just remember feeling very awkward. Like I would go to old places and it just wouldn't feel good because my dad wasn't there, right? Or I try to eat the same food and it just doesn't taste good. And after a while, I had to say, you know what? And then I moved here to Seattle all in the midst of that, okay? So then everybody was like, you know, this East Coast girl. You know? So I was just awkward all the way around. And I had to acknowledge this is just an awkward phase for me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna always fit in, I'm gonna show up, and then I'll find my, you know, my rhythm and my beat, and it did happen. But I remember having to label that phase, like this is just an awkward phase. Like if it fits, it'll fit. If it doesn't, I'll just walk off. And nobody knows me in Seattle yet anyway. So, it worked. So the next one is protect your mind. Transition makes you vulnerable to doubt.
My God.
Okay? Whenever we're in a mood, what do? We start finding things that reaffirm that mood. When you're not liking your job anymore, right? Having issues with your boss, what do? You go to the first person on the job who you know feels the same way. Y'all just commiserate on the phone after work. And you know. So when we're vulnerable to doubt, it attracts. You brought that up earlier. We're always vulnerable when we're thinking negatively. The devil's waiting on that. Okay, he's waiting on that, and he's waiting to give us proof to those negative thoughts so that we don't move forward. Okay, he's very, very good at that. So we want to make sure that we reduce our comparison. Okay, put the phone down, put social media down, stop looking at it. Tap on it, turn it off, because it's really overexposure. And the one time that you actually type something in there to help yourself, the algorithm picks up on everything that you just typed, right? So now you're seeing it a million times a day. It's flooding you, and that could also make you feel very negative inside. So we want to really, if you're going through transition, really kind of curate what you consume. And one of my favorite things to do with that is find a playlist that really goes with your transition. Okay, if you're going through a breakup transition, then yes, you need those breakup, you know, Cardi B, I Am the Drama songs. So if you, I mean, it's just true. You know, if you need motivation, then we have, you know, a playlist for that, right? I've been feeling loving lately. I was playing Kirk Franklin's Love Theory for like a little while this past month. One of my favorite ones. But when you're kind of curating your transition, then it helps to speak to what you're going through more versus, you know, making you feel isolated. So protecting your mind is self-love. As we're wrapping up, respond, don't absorb. Not all feedback is guidance. Sometimes it's somebody else's anxiety. So we need to set boundaries around what we respond to and just let things bounce off your back. Are you sure you can make that move? Are you sure you're gonna have enough money? Well, this is your first time with that job, right? You've never been a parent before. What are you gonna do with that child? It happens in all different ways, and we have to find ways to set those boundaries and protect ourselves. So I want to ask, whose opinion are you giving too much power to? Right. I hear it. We see who they are in our mind. Don't say it out loud. It's okay. But we want to think about if those people are coming to our mind and we're giving them too much power, how can we take them just right off that pedestal a little bit, right? Just move them to the left.
Right.
Allow mixed emotions. So you can feel excited and scared at the same time. You can be grateful and grieving at the same time. You can be hopeful and uncertain. So dual emotions are normal in transition. It's normal to feel mixed feelings. Yes, today, you're feeling overwhelmed. Tomorrow you might be elated. And that's okay, because that is the power of growth. Nothing is wrong with you. Talk to your future self. Imagine yourself 6 months from now, more settled, more confident. Think of the transition that you're going through today and how you will be in 3 more months or in 6 more months. Align with who you're becoming. What would your future self thank you for doing today? So I want you all to repeat after me with these affirmations as I close out. And think and meditate on just what your future self would thank you for if she was watching you and knows what you're doing today. First affirmation is, I am allowed to change my mind. I'm allowed to change my mind. I am allowed to grow even if it feels uncomfortable.
I am allowed to grow even if it feels uncomfortable.
Challenges are opportunities for me to learn more about myself and deepen my relationship with God.
Challenges are opportunities for me to learn more about myself.
And deepen my relationship with God. Who thought that they couldn't get through it and God was like, yep, me and you are going to get it. Okay. I trust my timing. I protect my peace. And my journey does not require universal approval. Can I get an amen? Amen. Thank you.